Hey, I just got back from seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I just wanted to give my impressions. It's not really a review. I just went to see this movie for fun because I really enjoyed the first one. The first was actually one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's so good. So this movie had a lot to live up to. So I just wanted to give my impressions on everything. And overall, this movie is fantastic. It definitely lived up to the first one. Hard to say if it's going to be as good as the first one. After one viewing and just the initial excitement of it, it's hard to really tell. But man, it was really good. So let's just get rid of the negatives real fast. Not that there was too many. One, it was just a tad too long. Some parts dragged on. Not that it dragged. It just kind of they could have gone through the parts some a little bit faster, just because it was just a little unnecessary. And other than that, I mean, I don't know what to complain about. I mean, they did such a good job juggling between multiple storylines and giving every character more backstory and in-depth character development. They tried to do with everyone, and for the most part, I think they did a great job with that, especially characters that needed it. Um, and the only other thing is they try to really hit the emotional part, and not that they failed at it, it just didn't hit quite the high note that the first one did, because that was such a emotional sandwich, like super super sad and heart jerking in the beginning, and then at the end it kind of really did a good job of coming full circle with that. So this one didn't quite hit the same marks, but not saying it did it bad either. It just, so if I had one other tiny complaint about it, it would be that. But where was I going at? So yeah, the acting, the comedy, the action was all ramped up. This was funnier. This was more intense. This is a beautiful movie. Holy smokes, were the effects good! It was, the first one was obviously a great, probably best looking Mario movie. This one took it up 3 notches. This is just really so good looking. It was very creative. I can't say it enough. I wish I didn't see it in IMAX, but I kind of wish I did, just because the spectacular of this movie is definitely worth seeing in theaters. Don't pass it up. And another thing is, what really stood out to me was just that how much of a comic book this felt like. A lot of the other Marvel movies and comic movies now feel very mainstream and very catering to all audience. And I feel like this one, since we had the first one, we established these characters. They're all excellent actors, and so everyone knows them. I feel like they felt like they could take a chance with more ridiculous concepts like ego. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but ego and just the action scenes of people picking huge guns up, and just some far out ideas that I would might go over some people's heads that aren't true, like really into that kind of stuff. But I feel like with the acting and the humor, which was really really funny, it was much funnier than the first movie. I feel like though that would be enough for the average person to really enjoy it. And the comic fans were just going to have so much fun with this, because all the nods, all the fan service that they put in this movie is absolutely awesome. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, Kurt Russell hit it out of the park. Sylvester Stallone, they made a big deal about having him, but he had a very small role. So don't expect to see him much. Don't go into seeing it. And I'm kind of happy, because I tried to stop watching the trailers after one or two of the first two trailers or whatever, because I didn't want the plot spoiled for me, and I really think they did a decent job, even though they showed some scenes from the end of the movie, which I hate when they do. Everything should be in the first third, I would say, because I really didn't even know who the bad guy was, what the general plot was. They're just saving the universe. That's all I need to know, is they're back, show me a couple jokes. And so I didn't really know what was going to happen, and I'm very happy I didn't, because I was, interested and intrigued the whole way through, because I didn't know exactly which way they were going to go. At some points you could see, oh yeah, this is, this person's up to something, and this person's going to redeem themselves. But it still did a great job. It was very interesting and very intriguing. And like I said, the visuals, like, spectacular of it all is insane. Like, it's so cool looking. To say if this is as good as the first one, right now I want to say yes, but you know, it just came out. I'm all hyped for it. I'm a big fan, so I'm not a real person to like really critique this film. I'm not going to do that to myself because I want to enjoy it. So that's that. I mean, it's 2 thumbs up. Go see it. It's so much fun. You're on Groot and Drax, who was probably the fan favorites of everyone in the first movie, and they do play a bigger role, but they were great. They were hilarious. Drax, even more so, my favorite character. He was just hilarious, and especially his dynamic with Mantis. Sorry, Mantis. I don't want to give too much away. This is spoiler free, but their two dynamics of like not really understanding normal like social cues and stuff. It's different, but also like works together really really well. It was very very funny. And Baby Groot, which I thought could, you know, people had the worries that it'd be too much, it'd just be in your face the whole time, and it really wasn't. He had some really awesome, very adorable moments, but it really didn't take over too much. So I guess slight spoiler, so I'm not going to spoil too much. But if you don't want to know anything about the plot or what happens after, you might want to turn away now. But what it didn't do was, not that I care, this is not a down or a up or anything, but it didn't set up the next movie or Avengers 3 at all, which is this big happening that's, you know, what they're building up to. Besides mentions of Thanos, which with Gamora and Nebula, but it was more like their character development. And then, you know, they had some nods to other characters. There was the Watchers in this. There was some of those like rock aliens. I don't know who they are. They were in Planet Hulk. I'm not really into the space stuff, the cosmic stuff in Marvel. But yeah, they were in it. And then there was the extra scene. So this is major spoiler. There was 5 scenes, which is insane. Half of them were just jokes. Stanley with the Watchers, that was hilarious. Another one with the guy trying to control the whistle spear, whatever, that was cool. And then they showed the gold people, whatever they are. They're slipping my mind right now. But they were creating Adam Warlock. So he's a big character in the comics. So that's going to be obviously a setup plot for the third one. But other than that, besides mentioning Thanos and then the Infinity Stone, there was nothing else. There's no Thanos after credit scene or anything like that. So I don't know. I mean, so soon we're going to start ramping up, but don't expect to, you know, start ramping up in this movie because it's not there. But anyways, I enjoy this movie so much. If you guys saw it or seen it this weekend, or if you need like just somehow curious and you're not going to see it, you're on edge to see it or not, go see it. Just for the visuals alone, it's worth the $10 to $15 that you're gonna pay. But a lot of fun. Great. Kurt Russell's awesome. All of it's good. Enough rambling. I'm gonna just you know, go in my bedroom and play around and pretend I'm Rocket and all that. It's good stuff. So yeah, till next time.